They working against us. They hate our souls. They hate us. They hate our righteous indignation. They hate the exhortation that dwells in us. They hate our love. They hate our conviction. They hate the fact that we repentant. They hate the fact that we truthful, honest, and bold. They hate our courage. Them devils hate us. We're not finna line ourselves up with these weirdos and freaks. With these weirdos and freaks. They working against us. They hate our souls. Weirdos and freaks. But these weirdos and freaks, they working against us. They hate our souls. New breed.
This is insane! He's got Hulk Hogan in the air. The crowd is losing their minds! A royal suplex. Dirty Maga has lost it. Someone is not happy right now. Cry! Cry a river, Maga! New Breed is crushing all their heroes.
What's good, everybody? It's your brother New Breed coming through with another live stream. Y'all know Dirty Maga is pissed off right now off that one, right? Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. I see you brothers and sisters rolling in. What is going on? Young Gene is in the building. What's happening? Sparkling for Yeshua's in the building. Honey Brown's in the house. Deem is in the building. Man, it's an honor to have y'all in once again. Look. It's getting real grimy out here in America. There's a lot of race baiting going on, a lot of, race rage out material that's happening. And somebody stands to gain something from all of that, right? And I want to just put this out here. The way I see it is I would like peace on earth. And as long as white supremacy is in leadership, there can't be peace, because when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. When the righteous bear rule, the people rejoice. And a lot of what we're seeing going on right now is setting the stage for something that is going to be epic, right? There's going to be a change in the power, but I'm not going to go too deep into that rabbit hole. I'm not going to go too deep into that rabbit hole right now. I want everybody to double tap your screen on the way in. We got breaking news. Cincinnati councilwoman just posted a rather shocking post. At least that's how the news is explaining. They call it shocking. I think she just said what needed to be said, right? She said that those people out there who caught that beat down, she said they were begging for it, man. And they were. See, those Russians was out there looking for a fight. They found one. That Russian collusion needed some contusions. So now, they want to bring in the FBI. They're actually bringing in the feds. They're bringing in the feds. They're talking about that this was a calculated attack. Like somebody really planned and plotted on these Russians. And the truth of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, they just don't want us policing our own environment. And now they parading this white lady around with her face all battered and bruised. And that is to trigger emotion out of us. When we police our community, is always going to be a problem. Now, these folks, they've been battering our people, including our women. You know, just a year ago, there was a woman who pled the blood of Jesus, and a white cop lifted up his Glock and shot her right in the face. So, you know, I'm not trying to hear nothing. Do I agree with what they did to that lady? No, maybe they could have just calmly removed her out of the situation, although she was fighting, and it happened how it happened. But one thing I'm not going to do is feel guilty when I know that these people, these white supremacists and white nationalists, are at war with us. They got our people, you know, they got cryptocurrency connected to all this AI that's displaying black degeneracy. They trying to make the, you know, generational wealth off of black degeneracy. I haven't forgot the history. I haven't forgot the history of these people coming in and committing massacres on our community, taking our land, taking our generational wealth. I haven't forgot about none of that. No. Now, people are upset. I know Dirty Maga's pissed off right now. They have entered the building. Listen, I get it. Y'all upset. You know, cry me a river.
This is insane! He's got Hulk Hogan in the air. The crowd is losing their minds! A royal suplex. Dirty Maga has lost it. Someone is not happy right now. Cry! Cry a river, Maga! New Breed is crushing all their heroes.
You know, cry me a river. You know, I get it. I get it. Y'all upset. Somebody's upset right now. And a lot of people are outraged after what Cincinnati mayor had to say. Allow me to show you what's going on in the news. Let's go.
It is being called a coordinated attack and kind of like an ambush. That is what happened in
a coordinated attack. Where? Anything but saying the Russians should have kept his hands to itself. Anyway, let's make sure we play this from the top.
Well, it is being called a coordinated attack and kind of like an ambush. That is what happened in Cincinnati, a detective describing last weekend's violent street brawl. 3 of those suspects appeared in court yesterday on charges of felony assault and aggravated riot. Nate Foy is live from New York City with the latest on this story. Hi, Nate.
Hey, Aisha, for the first time, we're seeing pictures of the injured female victim after she got sucker punched in the face during that brawl. And Senator Bernie Moreno describes her as Holly. He says that she gave him permission to share the following pictures that you're about to see. And I warn you,
I don't want to see those pictures. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Let's get to the good stuff. Listen, they're calling it an ambush. They're calling it a calculated attack. They got the feds investigating. All because what? We policed our environment. We said, look, y'all not finna come in here acting crazy. And we did what we needed to do, right? Keep your hands to yourself. That's all it is to it. Stop walking around with this authoritarian mindset and, you know, mind your business and you will be all right. And we supposed to feel sorry for this little white lady when, you know, there's so much footage of police slamming our black women on their faces, not to mention the countless women that they've shot point blank range and beat to death. So, you know, we're not doing that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to feel sympathy or none of that. Do I agree with what happened to her? No, I don't agree what happened to her. But let's go.
Book video, quote, they begged for that beatdown.
Shout out to Victoria Parks. Cincinnati councilwoman said exactly what she needed to say. She said they begged for that beatdown. Salute to her. Salute to her. And you know why I'm saying this? Because she said what needed to be said. And I'm going to tell you this right now. That FBA sister stood on business. She was on code. She was on code. And they upset about that. She used her position of power. She used her influence and her voice to speak what needed to be said. And see, the Cincinnati brawl is to pretty much bring in law and order reform. Right after the NYC shooter, they want to bring in the stop and frisk. So right now you got these white nationalists trying to bring back stop and frisk and law and order reform. And also Cincinnati has a lot of black business owners. That's why you had that video of that news clip with all the business owners sticking together, because they don't like seeing that. All the business owners, they basically defended themselves, because you had the president address the nation and act like all Cincinnati downtown businesses are just ran by thugs and criminals and they letting anarchy break free. No. Y'all just want to attack black businesses. It's too many successful black businesses out there. No, they don't like us having nothing. They don't like us having nothing. Let's go.
I am grateful for the whole story. Now, we've reached out.
She said she grateful for the whole story. She doubled down. Yeah, she tripled down. Let's go. Let's go back to what she had to say, because they angry about this one.
Quote, they begged for that beatdown. I am grateful for the whole story. Now, we've reached out to the councilwoman for comment. So far, she hasn't responded, but according to local reports, she stands by those comments.
She stands by him. That's right. She doubled down, tripled down. And they're upset. All my day ones, double tap the screen, get the likes up. Let's get the likes up.
Video circulating online shows the white, but Senator Marie.
Police officers. The police chief blamed social media. The city council person blamed the victim. The mayor went to a misfit mayor's conference and then took a vacation to Canada. Hasn't been back in town since then. This is a total travesty.
So 3 of the 5 suspects, as you mentioned, Aisha, appeared in court yesterday. They're charged with assault and aggravated rioting. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine announced last night that state troopers will provide support for Cincinnati police. Now,
yeah, so this whole narrative of this entire narrative of there's some type of calculated attack that's coming from some Cincinnati detective that got a battery in his back. That's all that's coming from. They hired one of these agencies. They hired a detective in Cincinnati, and he's basically saying that, this is some kind of orchestrated attack. That's felonious. That's felonious. Ain't nothing orchestrated. Listen, that Russian was out there trying to start a battle that he couldn't finish. And they was out there doing an electric slide on him. Yeah. Yeah, aggravated rioting. What's that? What is that? That's a good question, Honey Brown. Yeah, they always send in their race soldiers on the scene. They always send in their sleeper cells in our community, because why? They know how to rile us up. They always send in these dummies out here. It was Russian collusion and he caught some contusions. They sent this crash out dummy out there. He was out there hurling racist obscenities. These people were coming from a jazz festival. They wasn't looking to beat up no Russians that day. They were just enjoying the jazz music. And then the Russian got the bright idea that he was going to go slap somebody. In the moment he slapped somebody, Not only did he get jolly stomped and mollywopped, everybody who was with them got whooped on. And look, make no mistake about it, it was a big brawl. It was a big brawl. It was a lot of other Russians out there. They sent a lot of race soldiers, but the news is only honing in on this couple. There's a lot of Russians that got lumps and bumps on them right now. They're not showing y'all everything. A lot. Some of the footage was scrubbed. Some of the footage was scrubbed. But there was a lot of Russians that left with a lot of brain damage that day. Coming in our community, playing games they shouldn't be playing.
Now, 2 of the 5 suspects charged for that brawl still have not been arrested. We'll send it back to you, Aisha.
Okay, Nate Foy live for us. Thank you, Nate.
You got.
Yeah, and then the councilwoman, she said it. She said what everybody needed to say, and I'm gonna show you that they have now put her under fire. Now, now they're pretty much targeting this woman who spoke the obvious. They asked for it. They asked for it. And see, they keep showing this beating over and over, but we're going to skip that. We're going to skip that. I already showed y'all a video not too long ago of a black man getting beat in a biker bar. The whole bar was stomping on him, but they're not getting charged with hate crimes. They're not getting charged with attempted murder. Anyway, let's go. Victoria Park says they beg for that beatdown. I am grateful for the whole story. She says they beg for the beatdown. This was posted, and it was replying to a video July 27th on Facebook claiming she had the whole story. All right. We're going to get right through the beating because they want to just keep showing this, right? Only beating that I can compare that to is the Rodney King beating. All right, I'm going to another news source here, and I want to show y'all who the battle is really against, because it's really against the businesses in Cincinnati. They don't want us having nothing. Yeah, we're living in an extremely racist time right now. They don't want us having nothing. So here's the business owners in Cincinnati sticking together, letting it be known, hey, that was one isolated event. And they did this in response to J.D. Vance claiming that all these Cincinnati businesses downtown got violence going on and all of that. Let's go.
This is not who we are. This is not the norm. This is not what happens in Cincinnati.
And if you ask the business owners who call the intersection of 4th and Elm Street home,
something is isolated. That's exactly what this business is not about, what our businesses are.
It's an isolated situation. Regardless of what happened, why did J.D. Vance start attacking all the people downtown? As if it's just a bunch of thugs. And J.D. Vance in that same press conference said he didn't even know the context of what happened. He said he didn't even know the context. But he said it just looked like a bunch of thugs, right?
Well, we work definitely as a collective to make sure that you have a safe environment.
Videos of fights popped up on Facebook, X, and Instagram.
I immediately sort of understood that the negative effect that it probably could have on this new district that we're creating.
WCPO9 reached out.
You hear that? It could have an effect on this new district that we're creating. Why? Because it's too many black folks owning too many businesses. It's too many successful entrepreneurs and brothers and sisters who own storefronts up there in Cincinnati. Now they're trying to disrupt that. They're trying to disrupt it. It's the same old thing these racists been doing. Yeah, and we got Dirty Maggot in the building, and they are upset as usual. Look, hey, listen, there is a link in the chat so you can join. Either do that or cry me a river, Dirty Maggot.
This is insane! He's got Hulk Hogan in the air. The crowd is losing their mind! A royal suplex. Dirty Maga has lost it. Someone is not happy right now. Cry! Cry a river, Maga! New Breed is crushing all their heroes.
Yeah, we crushing all y'all's heroes. That's what we doing right now. Yeah. Yep, that's right, real 80s. He says, they say pull yourself up by your bootstraps and police your community. But every time we police our community, they criminalize us. They go get the feds. They go and get the feds. The FBI got to research an ass whipping. No, it's open and shut. The news said it right off the back. We seen a Russian guy slap a black guy. Then punches was thrown. Case closed. That's self-defense. Case closed. Yeah. Let's go.
That we're creating.
WCPO9 reached out for permission to use the video, which we have not been given at this time. The video appeared to show a crowd attacking a man and then a woman being knocked unconscious. Cincinnati police have not yet said what may have caused the violence. Vice Mayor Jan Michelle Kearney said,
They said what caused the violence. They have not said what caused the violence. No, the news actually said it. I covered it on my last stream about this. Yeah, the news actually said what caused the violence. And it was what? That Russian guy slapping someone. The violence erupted after that.
as officers are on the case.
We're going to find out who's responsible and take action.
I reached out to Cincinnati police asking if they have any updates on what happened near this intersection Saturday morning or if any possible arrests have been made. As officers continue that investigation, the businesses here on 4th Street work together as a team for each other and their customers.
We like a team down here. We're a family.
I met with these 3 businesses near 4th and Elm.
Now, you see these brothers had to unite and speak out because why? They already know that these people are targeting their businesses. They already know. Yeah, Hulk Hogan was a racist. He sure was. And then, not too long ago, you had some police brutality that took place with this guy here I'm about to show y'all. I actually didn't get a chance to cover this. It got a lot of news coverage, but I'm going to touch on this. I'm going to touch on this situation here, this viral arrest video that took place. But let's finish this out.
BBQ chicken, love on 4th, and something to whine about.
Man, y'all pull up on that, man. When I'm in Cincinnati, I'm pulling up on all these businesses, and I'm going to support them.
We're together in this and making sure that we can share these wonderful experiences.
They said they won't let their hard work be squandered by Saturday's incident.
The positive.
That's what they're trying to do, squander all their hard work. See, business be booming out there in Cincinnati for these folks. Meanwhile, Vegas looking dead and docile right now. Yeah. It's too many people pulling up to these black establishments. A lot of the tourist spots that used to be booming, they're not looking too good. Vegas be dead now. It's the summertime and Vegas is dead. So they paying attention. They seeing a shift of power going on. Hold on, what's going on with these black business districts? Send a sleeper cell in there. Have them go out there and slap somebody. Have them go out there and slap somebody. And let's start a media firestorm, and let's paint these people as animals and thugs. So we can have people afraid to go out there and support these businesses. Yeah, that's what's happening. Dirty Maga, y'all welcome to join the link. Yeah, when they see the name calling don't work, a lot of them they just disappear. Y'all gonna have to learn how to click the link. We can have a civilized conversation. But I want to take y'all to this situation that took place not too long ago. Hold on, let's go here. A lot of y'all seen this situation, but let me share my thoughts on this real quick.
Appearing to show an aggressive arrest right here in Jacksonville. It has garnered hundreds of thousands of views on social media today. And we want to show you what we're talking about. This is the video. This man is 22-year-old William McNeil Jr. He was caught on camera getting his window broken by some Jacksonville sheriff's officers while they this was a traffic stop. And then he's punched in the face at least twice during the course of this video.
Now listen, the whole situation is this. Why was he even asked to get out the car? Why? They claim they stopping him because, you know, he didn't have his lights on. They say it was raining, whatever. If the man gets a ticket, why does he need to step out of the vehicle in the first place? Why was he asked to get out of the vehicle in the first place? Now, I do know dude was kind of sassy with the cops. He was acting kind of sassy. You know what I'm saying? He was, once you see it from multiple angles, he was talking his talk, and I guess the cops was like, hey, let's call in Jimbo and them because we about to whoop his ass, because clearly there was a lot of police out there for a minor traffic stop. And he was acting sassy enough for them to call back up. And they was like, yo, we got one. That's what happened. That's what happened. They called one. They called back up because they knew they was going to beat his ass. They knew they were. So it's so many double standards in this country. It's so many double standards.
The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office telling us that McNeil was pulled over for not having his headlights on while it was raining. McNeil refusing to get out of the car when told to by police officers. Now, within the last 2 hours, we're learning McNeil, the driver, hired 2 high-profile civil rights attorneys, and that's where our Zach Wilcox comes in. He's joining us in the studio tonight. And Zach, you spoke to one of the attorneys.
Yeah, Jess, I talked with Harry Daniels, one of the attorneys that he brought in, who said he feels the officers were out of control here, and he feels the only person who was in control in this situation was McNeil. Now, Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters announced the agency is investigating the video to figure out the circumstances of what happened. And with that context, let's take a look.
When he pulled me over, he walked up, opened my door because my window don't work, right?
The video from this past February begins with William McNeil Jr. explaining to a Jacksonville Sheriff's officer, who you can't see on camera, that an officer pulled him over for not having his headlights on.
There's no rain. It doesn't matter.
I asked First Coast News crime and safety analyst Ken Jefferson about the headlights law.
What was the probable cause for the stop? The statute for pulling someone over for driving without your headlights is if it's foggy, if it's smoky, or...
All right, so let's see, they did have reason to pull him over. Why did he need to step out of his vehicle? That's not a criminal. That right there is not criminal. He wasn't under any criminal investigation, right? So, he more than likely he'll get paid, but seeing as how with so many officers out there, they must have been out there arguing with him for quite some time. But the point I'm making is they decided that they were going to beat on him, right? They decided that they was going to carry out vigilante justice. And as a taxpaying citizen, you do have the right to ask, why do you need to step out of the car? Listen, we got so many videos of white people being pulled over. And their whole response to being pulled over is different. It's like, who the F is your manager? What's your badge number, buddy? What the fuck are you pulling me over for? That's how it goes. So, let's stop it, man. Let's stop it. Let's stop the double standards. Let's call it out for what it is, man. There's still a whole lot of racial injustice going on in 2025. Straight up.
If it's raining or if there's any kind of precipitation, Based on the video that I watched, it looked as though the sun was out.
McNeil then asks to see the law, and the officer says he'll show it to him when he agrees to step out of the car.
If an officer asks you to get out of your car on a traffic stop, just comply. You're not going to win an argument on the street with an officer. So
And that's a fact. He should have complied. Now, what do I mean he should have complied? He shouldn't have been argumentative and sassy with those guys because they was looking like, we going to beat your ass. Like, that's how they get down. They have that badge, and that gives them the right in their eyes based on the fact that there's been so much cover-ups in this system that allows that. In their eyes, they have the badge to just go around beating on folks. But when we police our own community, because that's what happened with those Russians, we were policing our community. We are treated like, we committed a heinous act. No. But that's true. You fight in court, not in traffic. As long as you got your recordings, you good. Let's go.
don't go back and forth with them.
And you'd be surprised. A lot of cops don't even know the law. They don't even know the law. Take them to court. Do what they say. Take them to court.
Can you call your supervisor? All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands.
Here. I'm here. What is your reason, sir? What is your reason? Step out now. All right. Oh, no.
Why did you use that type of force when a person is not being combated, physically combated, or actually resisting you physically?
Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters issued a statement saying
the double standards are real. Now I'm going to show y'all something. Something that some of y'all may have seen on X that took place. Because we're going to point out the hypocrisy here. And of course, you're going to have the Sambos and the raccoons. They're never going to point out these hypocrisies that happen in our nation, right? I'm going to show y'all a bar fight that took place. A bar fight where there's a black man here and he's in a biker bar, right? And I use this example all the time, and there's actually footage of this. Now, I want you to see what happened with this man here. And this happened in Fort Wayne, Indianapolis.
Look up the snap ready.
Look, they all surrounding him. He the only black spot in there. Big black guy. Looked like he just came off of work. He still had, look, this guy still has on his construction outfit. He has on some of y'all may not be able to see it, but he has a yellow vest on right there in the middle, as if he just came from work. He probably just wanted to stop in, grab himself a Budweiser and get on up out of there. Now look what happens. Why? He in the wrong spot. He in the wrong community. He wasn't aggressive. He didn't hit nobody. He's simply in the wrong place. Look. Look, the man's trying to get out of there. He's just trying to get out of there. Y'all keep a look on the yellow vest. It may be a little bit small, but if you're looking at this from a desktop, you should be able to see it. Pay attention to the yellow vest. Look what happens.
Hey, you're paying your tab.
So they knew the cameras was rolling. Somebody grabbed him and said, hey, you're paying your tab, buddy. Now, how do we know that this guy wasn't going to the restroom? How do we know that he was going to leave the bar? That was a cover story. Hey, you're going to pay your tab, buddy, so they can jump on this man. He's in an all-white bar. Now watch this. Look, they start attacking him. Get your A over there and pay the tab. And they just start attacking him. Why? He was in the wrong bar. And you telling me that these Russians can come in our community and just slap our people and nothing happens? But these biker gang ain't getting called a terrorist group. Where you at, Dirty MAGA? Yeah, why did they even assume that he wasn't going to pay his tab? Now, this is aggravated rioting. This looks like a coordinated attack. They seen somebody sitting there who didn't belong there in their eyes. Why? Because these are white nationalists. These are racist. But you got all these big creators, these content creators. They make me sick to my stomach, y'all. Painting out people as savages and thugs. Pushing it all through the airwaves that we evil and wicked because we defended our community. Because we wasn't finna let people come in our community and just slap on somebody. Nah. See, this is what the news ain't showing you. This is what JD Vance and the White House ain't putting out. Look at this. Look, the whole bar jumped on this guy. Look. He's only trying to defend himself. He haven't even thrown a punch yet. He's literally just trying to get this guy off him. The guy who threw the original punch, he's trying to get him off him. So as you can see right here, he actually, they end up beating the vest off of him and he's trying to slip out. This man is trying to escape. He's literally trying to escape. I wish I could show this on a big screen, but I could see that the vest came off. He has a white shirt and the guy swing is not even hitting him because he actually ducked out. He's actually trying to get out of there. He's trying to run and get the hell out of there. Look. They threw a chair and hit him in the back of their head with a chair while he was trying to get out. They hit him with a chair as he's trying to make his way out. Where's the news coverage on this? Why this ain't on mainstream media? Somebody said make the image bigger. If I could, I would. I would have to do this on a horizontal stream. The bottom line is this guy's taking an L, a bad one, for being in the wrong place. You hear that? He's already subdued. You hear these cowards in the background yelling, beat him, beat him. But this country want to claim that we the violent people, we the racists. Nah. And then listen, people want to get mad when we stand up for our people. You're not dealing with one of those sellout creators on this side. Anyway, let's go. Look. The man is being choked. He's under the table being choked. Y'all see that? So not only is this man being punched, kicked, hit with chairs, now he's being strangled. Now he's being strangled. But you got some Russians who walk in our community and decide they want to slap somebody, and they get mollywopped and jolly stomped for it, and it's on front page news. Nah. I'm going to point out the hypocrisy. Yeah, this is absolutely unacceptable. Yeah, somebody said downtown Cincinnati isn't black community. No, but they have a string of black businesses. They're creating a district for themselves, and people don't like that. They don't like that at all. Somebody said, why are they so mad at him? Because he's black and he's in the wrong place. But I had to cover this. Y'all have to understand the double standards that's going on. And I'm not going to stream live very long. I just wanted to really address the situation. Shout out to the Cincinnati councilwoman for, saying what she said. Listen, those Russians begged for that ass whooping. They got exactly what they signed up for. You don't come in our community putting your hands on anyone. When you do that, you can expect to get packed up. You can expect it. Now, with that being said, man, all the real ones, support the broadcast by double tapping the screen. Feel free to support the work. NewbreedGlobalTruth.com.
This is insane! He's got Hulk Hogan in the air. The crowd is losing their minds! A royal suplex. Dirty Maga has lost it. Someone is not happy right now.